Phil. I'm going to go off script for just a minute. We have a very special person here, Michael Eccles. He led us in the pledge, but he led the legislation for us to be able to have the Aviation Hall of Fame at the Chenault Aviation and Military Museum. Thank you, Michael. And of course, we have so many volunteers and so many people that have worked so hard to pull this together, but we have one person that's in charge of it all and has really done an excellent job. Holly, would you wave your hand over here? Holly, good job. She is our director, and she has been able to, pull their...
Is Mr. Hammond's airline and a Christmas card that he used to give out. So I just wanted to show that to everyone. Now, Corky, you kind of in a class all by yourself. Where is he? Oh, there he is. And, who wouldn't want to be this guy? In the tuxedo, with the car, and the little jet, I mean, it's just amazing.
So the person I'm going to talk about right now is a gentleman that I met in 1968 at a air show in Houma, Louisiana, flying a dual act and with his dad in a Bearcat. I'm going to read you a little bit about John W. Pornoff. We call him Corky. J.W. Pornoff, born in New Orleans, Louisiana, to U.S. Naval Aviator J.W. Bill Pornoff, who served in both World War II. I had to touch you. And Bill served in World War II, and Corky found his aspiration for flight at a young age and assisted his father with his post-war career of flying an F-8F Bearcat and T-51 Mustang at air shows. Pornoff completed his first solo flight after rebuilding a T-6 Texan and receiving brief flight instruction from Charlie Hammonds. Charlie Hammonds is also here. So Charlie taught Corky. We got a lot of history that we got here today. And hello. And, anyway, he flew his first air show at a charity event sponsored by NASA astronauts, including Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon, and Pete Conrad, and began flying in a father-son duo with Bearcats. Over a prestigious and lasting aviation career, Corky performed in...
You guys have to take the Charlie as a good friend. But, trying to read off my notes, I've got some great people here. The people who were instrumental to me growing up. Friends of mine that were in high school together, Burton Bellarmine, got to be a test pilot at the U.S. Navy, his wife Virginia. Ricky Hammond, Charlie's son. Looks a lot better than that. But I want to tell you, I was very fortunate. I got to fly club early. And I rode into the aviation community with some great mentors. And Charlie Hilton, great aerobatic pilot, leader of the Eagles aerobatic team, used to tell me all the time, he'd say, Corky, you were lucky you were born into the right gene pool. And that went along with everybody, because I rode on the coattails of my dad, and Bob Hoover, and Clay Lacey. They were all instrumental in my aviation career, with air shows, test pilot work, and movie flying. As you stated, we started off with the T6. Back Harry Shannon's here. He's a mechanic. His daily just oversee the rebuilding the T6. And as I would build it in the beginning, I'd get anxious because I just wanted to go taxi. I didn't want to be a mechanic. As I got older, I enjoyed working on it. And I got on the runway one day because I probably had 140 hours of taxi time before I
that aircraft back when he was in naval flight training. So you actually have history that's live out there on the ramp of people that were involved in that aircraft. And Corky, where are you at?
Right here.
Come up, sir, please. Aviation Hall of Fame. I'd like to present this plaque to you. Thank you. You mean a lot to me. Possible.
It was a great experience. It's very easy to fly, one of the safest airplanes I've ever flown. And it's neat because it's a real jet, you know. And I use it, I'm flying that all around the country, and then we started right here. Our own chasing decided to use jets. And we're sponsored by Sonic. Now, we do all of that. And I recently had our starting to get rid of the aviation calls. And the first step I did was the wide world experience, Mustang, and I did some stuff with their shoe gun, with several commercials on that. And just kept growing and growing and growing. So I wanted to go more into that endeavor. And I had some good contact with Big Ed and beyond. Because they're the ones that make it. And so I thank all of them.
Microphone here, so.
And I guess the reason I got to do 3 different people is because the 3 people that I'm introducing here, when I was just a kid, they were very influential in my life. My dad and Corky Cornoff, Charlie Hammonds, and Merle Gunther kind of gave me some goals and some things to work for, and I'm very grateful to have that. Next person I want to talk about is Charlie Hammonds. Charlie Hammonds acquired his license in both fixed wing and seaplanes at the age of 18 in 1960. At age 21, he established Hammonds Air Service, a flight school and maintenance service still active in Houma, Louisiana, and co-operated by Hammonds and his son, Lindy. Throughout his career, Hammonds acquired a vast collection of aviation artifacts ranging from antiques from World War II and aviation memorabilia to signed Top Gun paraphernalia. Hammonds is followed in his aviation career by his sons Lindy and Rick Hammonds, a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, I'm talking about Rick, and a former staff member of the U.S. Navy Fighter Weapons School, and both of them are commercial pilots. I know Rick retired from Delta. You need to see that, what's in there. And the things that I'm most fond of, again, because I can relate to that time era, was the Fornoffs, the Charlie, and the Blue Angels back in the 69 through 70 time frame, they were like this. They were close friends. They used to do air shows together. They formed formations together. And it was really just a neat time to be in aviation and be in South Louisiana at that time. So Charlie, if you would, I'd like you to come up and present you with your trophy. Louisiana Aviation Hall of Fame. Thank you, sir, for all you've done in aviation and for keeping me going as a young man. There you are, sir. If you'd like to speak
Anyway, my wife will be here today, and pretty sick, couldn't make the flight, but it was a wonderful flight. We had a great time.
Nick DeShawn here with HTV, courtesy of Martin Foss. JW Forner, how do you feel about, the influence that you paid for the Hollywood scene for aviation?
Well, it was good. The thing I enjoyed just as much as the flying was creating the aviation scenes, creating the money shots.
When we talk about, your shots and your experience, what has been that moment where you love the game of aviation?
Golly, all of them. All of them, I've had some that, you get pretty pictures. It's not that dangerous. You get some that are very dangerous. You get some that cause you to have tight cheeks. You know what I mean by tight cheeks? Yeah.
With your influence with you and Charlie, what's been, that relationship like with him?
I probably the T6, because we learned to fly it together. That's what I learned to fly in.
Last question. What's your message to the youth that comes in for this aviation for the next 10, 20 years?
I would tell you, it's one of the greatest jobs in the world. You always go to work on a sunny day because you climb up above the clouds, and you can go to exotic places. While you have a nice office, depending on what you're flying, you're going to have a nice multi-million-dollar office.
Thank you. First question, how does it feel to be inducted into this type of honor?
I don't know. I think it has to do with the fact that I've been in aviation all of my life since a young boy. And I think I've done a lot of different things in aviation. I've had a seaplane operation, a fixed base operation at the airport. We worked for the Saudi Arabian royal family all over the world, on and on and on, just a bunch of aviation things. And somebody nominated me for this, and I don't know who it is.
You talk about your years of aviation. Looking back, did you think that the scene of aviation back then would be so big as it is today?
No, I didn't, especially in the seaplanes, because when I was a young boy, I got a job washing airplanes, and about 12 years old, and the oil field industry was just kicking off using seaplanes. And no, I didn't know it was gonna get this big, but it's wonderful that it is.
You talk about the wonderful moments. What was that moment in your career where you said you fell in love with this career?
I've always been in love with aviation. Yeah, all my life. It dominates me. And it always has, because nothing any nicer and wonderful, any more wonderful than flying airplanes. You see some of God's creations as a pilot. And so, no, I'm very, I'm quite happy with it. I'm glad that my career has blossomed over the years, and I got to fly some wonderful airplanes. Been through the speed of sound with a fighter and all kind of different things like that a lot of people don't get a chance to do. So thank God for that.
Last question. What's your message to the youth who's trying to get into this field of aviation?
You know what? Particularly out of an industry, aviation is a wonderful industry, okay? And you gotta, but it's hard to work in it because it's demanding. In my particular case, I worked 7 days a week for many years, okay, to make it go. It's very demanding, but now is the best time in aviation for young people to get a degree, to do the things that we have to do as aviators to succeed. And so I would say this, pick out aviation is a wonderful thing. Or you might want to be a lawyer, or a doctor, or whatever. But I can guarantee I'll back aviation as being one of the top 1 or 2.
Thank you.